Hello children, welcome to EVS class. In the previous class, we have studied about various types of animals. We have studied about oviparous animals, viviparous animals. Hope everyone understood that topic. Let us go into the new topic. Collect the information. Observe your pet animals and that of your friend. Go near the animal and observe whether it has hair on its body. Okay, children? Visit a zoo. Observe the animals from the distance to find out whether they have hair on their body. Observe the ears of the animals which give birth to young ones. Just you have to see children, observe the animals and then you identify whether it is a oviparous animal or viviparous animal. And there are differences between oviparous and viviparous, right? Yes, just you have to recall that. So, egg laying animals have feathers or scales on their body. But if you see viviparous animals, they have hair on their body and external ears are present. But if you see oviparous, external ears are absent. So all these differences you have to notice. It is very simple children. You have to just observe the animals. Okay. Now let us move on to the next topic, that is uses of animals. You know very well about the uses of animals. In your first and second standard and also in third standard you have learned about uses of animals. Let us recall that topic. The hair and skin of animals protect them from cold and heat. So why the skin is present on animal skin, children? Animal's body? Yes, because to protect their body from cold and heat. Yes, skin is helpful for protection. We also use the hair and skin of animals. Yes, children, we also use the hair and also skin of animals. Now look at this picture, children. Yes, this hair is also useful to us for preparing clothes. Okay, and we can use this during the winter season. Yes, children. Now, the skin of animals is also useful to us. Animal skin used to make footwear, musical instruments like drums, etc. Woolen clothes are made of animals' hair. Animals gives us food also. Yes, children, what you understood from this? Yes, the skin of animal is used for footwear, making footwear, musical instruments like drum, and these woolen clothes are made of animals' hair. And animals gives us food also. If you see hen gives us egg and meat. Yes. Now, they are also useful in agricultural work. See children, if you see bull, ox, they are useful in plowing the land. So they are useful in agricultural work and in transportation of goods. Yes children, if you see horse, donkey, all they are used for transportation. Camel in deserts, till now we are using camels as a transport in deserts. Yes children. Now let us see this discuss in groups which animal gives us food, which animals are used in farming. So what are the other uses of animals? Yes children, all these we have discussed in our previous class. Now let us recall how the animals are useful. Just watch this AV. Animals are useful to us in many ways. Uses of animals. Food. Cow, buffaloes, goat gives us milk, which is used to make curd, cheese, cream and butter. Hens and ducks gives us eggs, which are rich in proteins. We get meat from goats, fish and hens. We get honey from hives of honey bees. Yes, children, clothing. Silkworms gives us cloth. Fur of animals like sheep, yaks are used to make wool. Now see, this leather obtained from skin of animals is used to make purses, shoes, belts, etc. Medicines. Cod liver oil and shark liver oil are rich in vitamin A and D. Now, snake venom is used as medicine for curing snake bite. Fuel. Cow dung is made into dung cakes and are used for cooking in villages. It is also used to make biogas. Now, transport and carrying loads. Elephants, horses, donkeys are used to carry loads. Yes, children, everyone understood this? So, in many ways, animals are useful to us. Now, here is one more collection, that is collect the information. Do you have a pet? Does anyone of you have a pet? Visit their houses and collect the following details. See, children, this format is there just to collect whether the animals are oviparous or viviparous. To understand briefly, this small activity is given. I hope everyone will do this activity. It is very interesting, children. Generally, most of us keeps dogs as a pet animal, right? And some will keep parrot as their pet animal or rabbit. Yes. So you have to observe whether they are oviparous or viviparous. Here are the few questions you have to ask and you have to write in the detail box. Children, those who have textbooks, you can do this activity in your textbook. Okay? Let us discuss about this. What pet do they have? See, either your neighbors or your friends, ask them what kind of pet they have. Either it is a dog, parrot, rabbit, or any other animal. Okay? Did they name it? Just you ask. If they get the name, you can write the name. Okay? What is the name of the pet? Yes, you can write the name of the pet. For example, now in our home we have a dog as a pet. Okay, we named it as a Snoopy. Does it lay eggs? Dogs can lay eggs, children? No. So, what is that? Yes, that is a viviparous animal because it gives birth directly to the young ones. So, it is a viviparous animal. So, does it have young ones? See, children, our dog is a female dog. It has a young ones. Yes, it has a young ones. What does it eat? So, who feeds it? Generally, what the yes, children? Now, young ones, if the young ones are there, so generally what the young ones will do, puppies, what they will do? They will suckle the milk, right? So they are mammals. So dogs are mammals. Generally, puppies will drink milk of their mother. So they are having mammary glands. So now what kind of animals are they? They are viviparous and also they were mammals. They are mammals. Now, does it give does it have hair or feathers? Now tell me, dogs have hair or feather? Yes, dogs have hair. We will call it as fur. Right, children? We will call it as fur. Now, can we see its ears? Can we see? Yes, dog's ears are visible. Yes, these are the features of viviparous animals. Why are they keeping that animal? So why we are keeping this animal at home? In order to guard our home. Yes, for security reasons. Now, how do they take care of it? Yes, we'll take care of it. We'll offer food and also we'll give shelter and we'll give timely medicines whenever it is sick, and all these things will take care of that animal. So, why and when does it get angry? See, children, whenever we won't give food to the dog or we hurt the dog gets angry, right? Yes, so we should not hurt the animals or else we should give the timely food and water. Now, what does it do when it gets angry? Generally, what the dog will do when it is angry? Yes, it will shout, it will bark, and also it will bite. So, who likes it the most in their house? Generally in the home, everyone likes the dogs, right? Their pet animal. Everyone likes their pet animal. So who is the most who loves the dog most? You have to know. So why do they like it? So because they are very honest children. The dogs are really honest. That is why we are growing in our home, right? Yes. Now, all these questions you ask to your friends. Yes, you ask to your friends and also write the pet animal. What kind of pet animal it is there? Is it? Now, see children here, this activity is mainly to understand the animals, whether they are oviparous animals or viviparous animals. Once again, read this textbook, children, so that you can understand what is oviparous animals and what are viviparous animals. This I hope everyone will do this activity. If you have textbooks, you can do, no problem. If you don't have textbooks, try to collect the information and keep it aside. Okay, children, do all the works in time and complete all your classworks. And main important thing, once again, I am telling, reading the textbook is very, very important. Read the textbook, underline the hard words. Once again, if you go through the textbook, you can recall the topics what we have discussed. Okay, children? Till then, take care. Have a good day. Thank you.